Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 3 minutes. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 2 minutes. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 60 seconds. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 30 seconds. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortified Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host as usual, Dr. Michael P. Lange of the Lange Eye Institute Fortified Vitamins, here each and every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. So pick up the phones and give me a call. Remember, this is a live call-in show. 1-877-969-8600. I've been hosting Ask the Doctor, on multiple radio networks throughout the country, social media, live video streaming since April of 1993. It's amazing how fast time flies when you're having fun. I see a lot of you already chiming in on Restream, which covers all social media, Instagram, also, of course, Facebook and Periscope and Twitter and LinkedIn. So a lot of you are chiming in and asking questions. The best way to ask me a question really is if you call, because I can't read all the questions and do the radio show all at once and chew gum. So anyway, 1-877-969-8600. If you're new to the program, who's Dr. Lange? Well, I'm a board-certified optometric physician. I'm also a certified nutritional specialist. I founded Lange Eye Care and Associates March 15th of 1993. We opened 13 eye care centers throughout the great state of Florida. We took care of everything from major surgery to nutritional eye care, glasses, and contacts. I was blessed to have a big company want my offices more than I did 5 years ago, and sold all of them except the Lange Eye Institute. So I hail from the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. That's a state-of-the-art eye care center. We take care of just about every aspect of eye care, including Dr. Tolentino's Retina Center upstairs. So we take care of nutritional eye care, glasses, contact lenses, glaucoma, macular degeneration, all under one roof at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. Let me give you the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute. I'm going to give it to you twice, so get a pen and a paper. And then after that, I'm going to give you the phone number for Fortify Vitamins. Lange Eye Institute is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. And the phone number for Fortify Vitamins, any question that you have, you can always call Fortify Vitamins, talk with Doc Hall or Arlene or Miss Nita or Tammy or any of the gang at Fortify Vitamins. And that phone number is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Remember, Lange Nutrition Center is open in Ocala. That's where Doc Hall hails from. Doc Hall is an icon in the nutrition industry and the sports nutrition industry. You can have a free consultation with Dr. Hall at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala, Florida, right there across from the Paddock Mall. Large 2-story building. You can't miss it. Go upstairs. Doc Hall will take good care of you. And then Fortify Nutrition Center is here in Clearwater. And I usually go there from Saturday from about 11 to 1. And this Saturday, I'm not 100% sure if I'll be there. We're having a big volleyball conference, beach volleyball conference today. Calvary is having it over at Bishop. And I might be going there, but I might not. I might show up at the Nutrition Center about 11:15 for at least an hour till 12:15, maybe 11:15 to 1 today. All right, and that is right there in Clearwater on McMullen Booth Road and the Publix Plaza. It's called Bayside Plaza Shopping Center. It says Fortify Nutrition Center. We've got just about every vitamin known to man there, everything to boost your immune system, to build muscle, to lose weight, anything that's nutritionally good for your skin. So if you want to age gracefully, come on by either the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala or the Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater. All right, we're getting ready to take some phone calls here in just a second, but first I want to introduce my co-host, Doc Hall, and he's got a little spiel real quick to tell us what we're going to talk about today. Doc Hall, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning to you, my good friend and colleague, and a happy first day of spring to all of our listeners and viewers out there. Just remember, spring's a time for a new energy, renewal of sorts, and growth. So if your New Year's resolutions kind of fell flat on you, now's the season for that fresh start. So it's a beginning, it's a start over, it's a do-over. So make sure that you're on that right path. We do have a full show today. We're going to be discussing branch chain amino acids and also creatine. And those are two areas that I'm very familiar with because of my research, and Dr. Lange is as well. And so we're going to go into those a little bit. And before I forget, I want to announce that next weekend, next Saturday, we have a very special show. We have a special guest coming in, Heather Richardson. And she's coming in, and she's with Asteril. And they do our astaxanthin that is found in our Focus and also in our Fit. And she's going to come in and explain astaxanthin and what it does for not only the eyes, but the entire body. It's an amazing, amazing nutrient. And so she's going to be in studio with us next week, so you can hear and see her. You'll see all three of us, Dr. Lange, myself, and Heather. And then afterwards, we're going to do a special event over at the Clearwater store. All three of us will be there for a question and answer, or just come in and say hi. Just come in and chat with us. People all the time, you know, they want to talk to us or see us or ask a personal question about something or something that's on their mind. Now's the time to do it. Just stop on by the Clearwater store, and we'll be there pretty close to right after the show. And we'll stay for as long as we need to be there. And so it's going to be a very special weekend, next weekend. So I wanted to get that out of the way. But jam-packed show today. I know we have listeners lined up already. So back to you, Dr. Lange.
Thanks, Doc, and great introduction on what we're going to be talking about. We're getting ready to go to the first call in just a second here. I do want to mention today we are going to talk about some things that are not only for the athlete, not only for the pro athlete, the amateur athlete, or the sports enthusiast, but we're going to talk about ways of slowing down muscular atrophy, something called sarcopenia, as we get older, right? And we start aging when we're born. But let me tell you, you really start noticing around 45, 50 years of age. But what can we do from a nutritional standpoint at 55, 65, 75, 85, even 95 to slow down this weakness that you're getting, this flabby skin, all of this excess fat, lack of endurance, muscles that are shrinking? We have some things that we can do. We can take some supplements that we're going to talk about that are pretty simple that actually work, that are backed by lots of great clinical studies. And we're going to talk about that in a lot more depth in just a minute. We're getting ready to go to the phones, I promise. I want to shout out to Dr. Costello. He's listening and his wife is listening. Dr. Chris Costello is, I like to call him the asset at the Lange Institute. He's an ocular disease guru. He's an optometric physician down from South Florida. He came up to join the Lange Institute to have a better quality of life for his family, get away from South Florida. And he's doing a bang-up job at the Lange Institute. He's my personal eye doctor, and I want to recommend everybody coming and saying hello or actually seeing Dr. Chris Costello for an eye exam. He's there Monday through Friday. I'm not there as much anymore, but Dr. Costello is versed in every aspect of eye care. And of course, Dr. Lori Caputi has been with me forever, and she's a great gal, a great doctor as well. All right, we're going to the phones. Let's go to Bob. He's been waiting patiently, and we got a few more loading up as well. Bob, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Good morning, doctors. You're more than welcome. Wait much longer if I have to in order to talk with you. It sounds to me from your intro that I should probably turn in next week, especially because my question today is about astaxanthin and zeaxanthin in the focus. Does memory serve me well and say that astaxanthin and zeaxanthin are able to cross the blood-brain barrier and therefore will have a positive effect on the plaque buildup that is the precursor to Alzheimer's and dementia?
Absolutely. It does cross the blood-brain barrier, and there is some evidence. They've been studying carotenoids in the xanthophyll family for neurodegeneration. So not only lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin, they've been studying all these, and there's some emerging science that looks very, very promising, Bob. Remember, this is oxidative stress that occurs in the brain and the mitochondria especially. We get lack of energy in the mitochondria. That's ATP production, and it causes a whole host of problems. So we know that astaxanthin actually helps support ATP production in the mitochondria in the brain. And what we're going to be talking about, creatine does the same thing, Bob. And so we have some studies out there now that show that creatine can aid against neurodegenerative disorders and be neuroprotective. And that's why all athletes that have potential head trauma, even car racers, motocross racers, high school football players, junior high school football players, especially pro and college football players, anybody that's going to have head trauma should be taking creatine, micronized creatine, at least 5 grams, because the studies are pretty conclusive showing it can help decrease traumatic brain injuries and problems related to concussions. But all of these, the creatine, remember, helps support mitochondrial health and helps produce ATP energy in the brain. D-ribose does that. Astaxanthin does that. So the Fortify Focus combined with something like Fortify Fit, because remember, Fortify Fit has the creatine and the branched chain amino acids. There is even some evidence talking about branched chain amino acids and neurodegenerative disorders as well. So not only Alzheimer's, but Parkinson's and things like that as well. So this is all emerging science, and Doc Hall and I and Fortify Vitamins, we try to stay abreast of these changes.
Can I ask one more? Maybe?
Yeah.
How about MS?
All right. So MS is a good question. You know, they've been following a lot more research on Alzheimer's than MS because there's a lot more people with Alzheimer's than MS out there, right? So, but there's some interesting studies about demyelinating diseases and neuroprotection related to these carotenoids, the ones that are in focus, and related to creatine, okay? Now, I got to admit, the studies aren't anywhere near as numerous as the ones for neurodegeneration as in Alzheimer's, all right? But it's just going to take a while for that to catch up. And, you know, this has a special place in my heart because you guys are really good friends of mine. And so I'm going to make an extra effort, Doc Hall and I, to do a little bit more research into that aspect of demyelinating diseases like MS and what we can do from more of a natural standpoint. And we're certainly going to keep you abreast and posted of that.
Thank you, doctors. Have a wonderful day.
Okay. Thanks for the call.
Thank you, Bob.
Bye-bye. All right. We're getting ready to take the next call. If you got a question, give us a call. Consultation is free. Dr. Hall and Dr. Lange are here to answer your questions at 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Let's go back to the phones. We have a caller from Fort White, Florida. I think that's Sherry. Sherry, good morning.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. I wondered if you would talk about cataract surgery and lens implants at that time.
All right, so cataract surgery's come a long way. In the olden days, which was just 20 years ago, they used to cut the eyeball out, cut it out open, and yank the cataract out, and then sew the eye back up, all right, and put an implant in place. But now they do small incision, oftentimes with a laser, and topical anesthetic, no needles in the eye, just a topical drop to numb the eye, and phacoemulsification. So they dissolve the cataract in the eye with ultrasound, all right? And they suck it out. And they put an implant that's very, very small, folded up kind of like a BB that unfolds behind the pupil, all right, in something called the sulcus, and it gives you the power that you need to see clearly without glasses. So cataract surgery's come a long way. Some cataract surgeons can do it in 3 minutes. Some take 15 minutes. Just depends on their amount of expertise. And obviously, some cataract surgeries can be a little more complicated and even take a longer period of time. But cataract surgery is done, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of cataract surgeries are done, you know, each week throughout the country. So it's a procedure that's definitely withheld the test of time, and a competent ophthalmologist that's done a lot of cataract surgery, you're going to get amazing results. And the exciting thing is you have a lot of varieties. You have a menu basically that gives you 3 choices. You got good, better, and best. You can have the traditional implant that's covered by your insurance, or you can have one that corrects your astigmatism, all right, and gives you really great distance vision, or you can have a multifocal type of implant that allows you to see in the distance and up close. And that's just up to you. It all depends on your eye and your surgeon and how much money you're willing to spend.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. So that was cataract surgery in 2 minutes. And if you're interested in cataract surgery, come on by the Lange Eye Institute, and we'll see if you're a candidate in the Villages, Florida. Once again, the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. Also, learn a lot more about what we have to offer if you go to our website, and you can order the vitamins on the website. The website is as secure as it gets. We've got so much different types of security, so nobody can get any of your information at fortify.com, and we constantly update that security. So Fortify is Fortifeye, fortify.com. And check out the bundles that we have. We have a section bundles. Doc Hall and I have worked hard on those bundles, and we've taken vitamins and nutrients and supplements that work synergistically together and bundled them together in a really dramatically discounted form. And then the bundles get free shipping, especially if you type bundle into the section at checkout, the little blank where you put a code in, type in bundle, and get free shipping on the bundle. So that's a huge discount. I mean, that's like 35, sometimes 40% off if you buy the bundle and you get the free shipping. So take advantage of that. One of the bundles I like that we're going to be talking about today is the Performance Stacking Bundle. The Performance Stacking Bundle comes with our Fortify Fit that is going global and going crazy right now. People are using Fortify Fit to lose weight, to metabolize fat, to build muscle, to aid an immune system, and it really help with neurodegeneration. All of these things are potentially able to be assisted through the nutrients that are in Fortify Fit. So the Performance Stacking Bundle has the Fortify Fit and any of our proteins together. You buy both of them. It's only $56. Usually it's about $80 or $90. So check that out at fortify.com. All right, we're going back to the phones. Sandy in St. Pete, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Oh, Oh, thank you. My question is, can memory loss be due to stress, like really added terrible stress?
Wow. I would say yes. No, I'm not a neuropsychologist, although I do have a degree in psychology, and I'm not a
Uh-huh.
neurologist, but stress can affect you in amazing ways. I mean, stress can, obviously cause all sorts of issues, but I've seen people
Uh-huh.
under stress that develop brain fog and develop memory problems all the time. So I would say yes, but a neurologist and a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a neuropsychologist is probably the best to answer that. And the best thing here, obviously, Sandy, is you have to do whatever you can at removing that stress from you, because stress can kill you. Worse than memory, stress can cause you to go into a heart arrhythmia. All right. And a heart arrhythmia can convert into a stroke and it can cause a lot of problems. So,
Mm.
some of the best ways to reduce stress is to get rid of the offending agent that's causing the stress, obviously. Cardiovascular exercise, as long as you don't have some kind of heart problem. When you hit that proverbial wall, all right, when you're running or biking and you just can't do anymore, you're about ready to quit. And then all of a sudden you feel better because you hit that wall and you overcame that wall. That wall made you release beta endorphins. And that is a natural stress reliever, a natural panic attack and anxiety attack reliever. So anytime you're under stress, get out and do more exercise. Also, a
Yeah,
diet
I
consistent with
do
the Lange
that.
survival diet, getting rid of all the offending agents, all the pollutants that are in your body. And lastly, omega-3, believe it or not. Omega-3 has been shown to help stress, help depression, and help all sorts of, believe it or not, just physical, but mental and psychological issues as well. So I would try those things, but you might want to consult with a doctor if you're under an enormous amount of stress.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you very much.
All right, Sandy, hang in there.
Thank you.
Doc Hall, stress can be an enormous burden on our body and our mind, can it?
All the way around. I was just thinking there with the last caller. It goes back to the old thing, where the phrase was, that you're getting rattled, or you're getting out of focus and like that. And stress can do that to the brain. Again, we're not qualified physicians in that field, but because of our background and like that, we do know a little bit about it. And I work with a lot of athletes, as do you, and just everyday people. And that stress can just wear down the body, and then it will manifest itself in just other illnesses in the body. I mean, things that you wouldn't think are related to stress. And stress is the killer. I mean, there's no two ways about it. And so, we have to work hard at removing that stress, removing that whatever it is in our lives. We have to get away from that and not walk away, but run away. And there are things we can do, like, as you said, diet, exercise, taking the right supplements and like that. That all helps. But you have to get rid of that stress or convert that stress into something positive in your life. We all have stress. And, I've heard a lot of doctors, physicians over the years say, well, stress, a certain amount of stress is good for you. And I, for one, I work under not, I won't say stress, but when I have a little bit of pressure on an assignment to get something done or like that, I kick it up a notch or two. There's something that kicks in my body that says, okay, you got to fire up and be on point on this. And so that's a good positive stress for me. But sometimes that's a negative stress for people too. So you have to control that stress, and because it can just wreck and damage the entire body. Before I forget, Dr. Lange, I wanted, as you were giving out phone numbers, I wanted to remind everybody that I put in a direct, I call it my hotline, direct to my desk and in my office. And it's 352-353-2206. I'll give that to you again in a second. But that line comes directly to me. So if you have questions about nutrition, just our supplement lines, or just, something's bothering you that you want to know about nutrition or like that, give me a call. I don't screen calls. I don't have a call screener. Somebody else picks up the phone. When that phone rings, I pick it up. So give me a call. It's 352-353-2206.
All right. Thanks, Doc. You're listening to Ask the Doctors, Dr. Michael Lange and Dr. Richard Hall. I bet you didn't know his first name. We always call him Doc Hall. Give us a call at 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. You can pick this show up on YouTube, usually a couple hours, 2 to 3 hours after. Go to Ocular Health Channel on YouTube. Certainly on all Facebook channels, you can pick it up as well. And you can follow me on just about any social media. Just go to my website, drmichaellang.com, drmichaellang.com. Check out the blog section. Doc Hall just wrote numerous articles, and last week I wrote numerous articles. I think Doc wrote 4 and I wrote 2, so we got 6 new articles on the blog section on anti-aging. So check that out. Also, I want to mention, I mentioned it for the first time on the radio ever in the history of the world last week, a new product called Upneek. Upneek is an eye drop that actually gives you an eye lift. Is that crazy? So if you have eyelids that are getting baggy, you could be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90, and your eyelids are getting a little baggy and you've been considering cosmetic surgery, well, you got to come by the Lange Eye Institute. We'll give you a free sample. We'll even do a demonstration in the office with a special camera, and it will show you before and after, 15 minutes after. Many or most of the patients, a minimum of 33% lift in their eyes. It's called Upneek or Eyeneek. I don't even know what it's called now. Whatever I said the first time, I have it written down someplace. I think it's called Upneek. Yeah, Upneek. That's right. So it's an eye lift in a bottle, not very expensive, and we take care of it for you. We might be able to have them available at the Lange Eye Institute soon, but right now it comes from only one pharmacy. So if you want that little eye lift without having cosmetic blepharoplasty or a brow lift, consider the eye drop. It's safe, it's inexpensive, and it works. All right, let's get into the meat of the matter before we go to the next call. We got a few people loading up, but I'm going to talk pretty quickly. We were talking about what we can do. What supplement can we help as we get older? What supplement can we take as we get older to help slow down the aging in the body? Believe it or not, it's creatine. And it's not creatine from 30 years ago. New generation creatine that is in the Fortify Fit at the studied levels accelerates ATP production in the entire body, especially in the brain. ATP is energy that is produced in the mitochondria. It enhances muscle regeneration, especially when you get older. And it's a positive impact on muscle stem cell availability. So think about that. It's producing more energy in the muscle. It's actually regenerating the muscle and enhancing the muscle stem cells that are available. What more can you ask for? All the new studies suggest that creatine can combat against age-related muscular atrophy and something called sarcopenia, especially when used in conjunction with just mild exercise. So creatine by itself, if you're 85 years old, will work. You got to take 5 grams of micronized creatine. But when you just do some mild exercise, it really helps dramatically. So nutritional support that is backed by all the most recent researches, it can slow down the aging process. Now, let's talk about this in the brain, and hopefully Bob is still listening, and anybody with potential neurodegeneration. Calcium can actually build up in the brain, and it causes neuronal death in the brain. Too much calcium isn't always good. But creatine, remember, produces this ATP energy in the mitochondria in the brain, which powers this calcium pump that helps prevent the excess deposition of calcium in your brain. So less calcium in the brain is going to be beneficial, helping guard against Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and other neurodegenerative diseases. So in a nutshell, creatine may not only be for athletes, it's for you as you get older. I got my 93-year-old mom on it. So it can aid neurodegeneration. It can actually help cognition and memory, all right? Traumatic brain injuries, I'm going to let Doc Hall expand on that later in the show, and concussion. So all athletes should be on it because it minimizes the trauma from concussion and traumatic brain injuries. It actually is not only neuroprotective, but it's been shown to be cardioprotective. Remember, the heart is one of the biggest muscles. It's a huge muscle. So we can feed it with creatine. Remember, creatine is in the Fortify Fit along with branched-chain amino acids and the collagen protein. All of it is in the Fortify Fit. So I am pushing that with my elderly patients now to help give them strength so they don't fall and break their femur or break their hip or break a bone, their neck or their back. And when you fall at 80 and 85, 90, 95, I mean, that's a death sentence. So think about Fortify Fit for your grandparents, your parents, as well as yourself and your kids. All right, we're going to the phones. We're getting really loaded up. Let's go to Gina in Fresno, California. Gina, good morning.
Oh, good morning to you too. I have a granddaughter that's 11 years old, and I noticed her like squinting at the TV when she's like 15 feet away.
Right.
And they took her to the eye doctor, and they said there was something very very strange about her eyes, and they really didn't know what it was. Behind her lens, something that's supposed to be solid back there is like turning mushy. I wish I had the right technical term for it, but I'm getting this third or fourth hand, so.
Right. Interesting. So that could be the vitreous. The vitreous is the gel in the eye, and the gel is supposed to be a jello consistency. As we get older, it can be liquefied, all right? And when it becomes liquefied, you get all these floaters. That's called vitreosyneresis. And at 11 years old, somebody 11 years old should not be getting that. I mean, that's all I can think of. It could be a whole host of other things. It might be retinal in origin. It might be vitreal. It could be corneal. I mean, I'd be happy to, always look at the records if you send them to me or anything like that. You'd have to get a records release, obviously. Or if you find out a little bit more, shoot me an email. I'll give you my personal email address. It's idude92@icloud.com. I'm going to spell it for you. Anybody listening, if you got a question, you can always shoot me an email. It's EYEDUDE92 at the letter I, cloud.com. So idude92@icloud.com. So do a little bit more research and then just shoot me an email and I'll enlighten you a little bit more.
Okay, thank you very much. But I'm really glad you're talking about the creatine this morning, because my other grandson played football, all-star, all through his growing up years. But by the time he turned 17, he had 5 concussions.
Ooh, yeah.
And then he started.
Yeah, I think all high school football players, college, and obviously pros should be on creatine. 5 grams of microorganized creatine, or better yet, just take our Fortify Fit, because it has everything to produce muscle endurance and strength. But there's a lot of good science out there, a lot of good science. It's almost, in my opinion, malpractice for a coach not to tell their players about creatine. I mean, everybody needs to be on it. And I think all the sports nutrition conferences that Doc Hall and I have attended have proven this as well. And I'm going to let Doc Hall chime in a few minutes about that in a lot more detail. So keep listening.
Thank you very much.
All right, Gina, take care. All right. You're listening to Ask the Doctor. It's Dr. Michael Lange and Doc Hall here to answer your questions regarding your vision and eye care from all over the country. That was California. We're going back to Alan and Bradenton. Alan, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Yeah, good morning. Found your show here down from New York. I'm a bodybuilder, and I just want to add that with older people, they can tend to retain water with a creatine. So, if your mom's wearing socks or something, look for that sock line.
Right. A lot of times, I'm going to let Doc Hall. Doc Hall, you're listening, right?
Absolutely. I'm right here.
Yeah, chime in a little bit about that, especially the new generation creatine.
Absolutely. Both branched-chain amino acids and creatine, as most of the research for those original initial research was done in the sports nutrition and bodybuilding community. They were like the pioneers of everything, and I was very lucky to be in on that original research at my Gold's Gym that I had. We actually did studies there and like that on creatine. And the original creatine that came out, I mean, was fine, but the problem was all the additives and all the sucralose and all the flavorings and all the I'll call them unnatural ingredients that were put in there. And so people had problems with it, bloating and this and that stuff, but it wasn't the creatine so much. And the latest research shows that there's very little. One of the concerns was, as the caller said, was possible dehydration or water pooling in the body or like that. And the new research with the new micronized creatine shows that really that's not so much a problem anymore. The creatine does work with the water level in your body. So of course you have to stay hydrated. You have to stay hydrated for everything. But the thing is that's a good call from the caller is, yeah, just take notice of things like that. You know, it could react different to people. But I was quoted years and years ago that creatine was going to be the supplement of the future. I could just see all of the different things that research scientists were doing with it. I could see what was happening in the football arena, so to speak, with concussions and like that. And not only football, but the soccer and boxing and MMA and like that. There's a lot of head injury to that. And that's not going to go away. But you can help that along and remedy that situation. And creatine right now is on the forefront of that. It's amazing the amount of research that's going on now with creatine for head injury.
Yeah.
Before you go, actually the reason I called was we came down here for vacation. We've got 2 relatives with COVID. What do you suggest you give people with active COVID?
All right, so I kind of like the Swiss protocol, okay? Obviously, following your doctor's recommendation is a good idea.
Well, I recommend Tylenol for them, you know, that's all that anybody's putting out there, and it's pretty stupid, you know?
Right. So I think the Swiss protocol, you can Google that, but that's vitamin D, vitamin C, that's zinc, quercetin, which acts as an ionophore to help the zinc absorb, all right? And then bromelade makes the quercetin work better. And the final phase is a good triglyceride form, omega-3 fish oil. So that combination, I take it. I recommend it to all my patients. It's not a cure-all, but anything that can build your immune system, Alan, is very important, not for just what we're going through right now.
Reading online about melatonin may have some interactions with a virus, olive leaf extract, but then I read about the cytokine storm that can happen if your immune system's too strong.
Right. And that's where the omega-3 comes in. You can Google omega-3 and cytokine storm. Okay. Google that. The good thing about omega-3, it is a natural way to help decrease inflammation in every cell in your body. But the cytokine storm is very prevalent in just about any type of virus out there. Okay. So those things that I mentioned, but Google the Swiss protocol. Okay. And
your mom had it right now. God forbid you give her the fish oil.
Yeah.
The vitamin D in moderate doses, not 10 billion doses.
Right.
A couple thousand.
Exactly.
And what else?
Quercetin and bromelade. All right. And we got a lot of that on the Fortify website. You can look at all the research and the science on the website that talks about that.
Medical profession, as usual, is dropping the ball when it comes to, calling people back and all that kind of thing and telling them anything to do, about, these people are shaky. They're having what do they call it? The cold sweats and fever at the same time. They're scared. I mean, I would think B vitamins, being a bodybuilder, when I get stressed, the body needs B vitamins.
Well, absolutely. B complex is crucial. That helps your immune system. Most people aren't deficient in B complex, though, if they're eating fruits and vegetables and eating some beef and some protein. All right. But everybody's deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D, you bring up a good point. And nobody's getting sunshine. They're afraid of the sunshine. So I always recommend at least 2,000 units of vitamin D. Don't take more unless your doctor recommends it. If you're darkly pigmented and overweight, you can certainly get more vitamin D. And the sunshine you should not be underestimated. Obviously, if you're an albino or if you're on medication that causes you to be light sensitive, you had skin cancers, then don't be out in the sun a lot. But the lion's share of people can at least get 30 to 40 minutes of sun a day. And the sun can really help.
Yeah, a lot of these websites and stuff, are interesting. They're kind of got the same stance with COVID as they do when someone calls with cancer. They can tell them anything about nutrition, but when you actually talk about something serious, they back way off because then they're going to be accused of giving you a cure. It's not a cure. It's just some helpful advice to people. There's a lot of scared people out there at home alone. Old people.
There is, and rightfully so. And so sleep, like you mentioned, melatonin helps you sleep. So, I like to sleep naturally if possible. So everybody needs to try to get 7 hours of sleep at night. Hydration is important.
We're staying in a hotel, like a half a mile from them to drop stuff off. But it said the melatonin, and also said online Pepsi, the famotidine or something is helpful.
Right. Well, there's a lot of things out there that people are pushing, and there's a lot of evidence and a lot of science. Remember, this is still relatively new. We've learned a lot this year, okay? And we're constantly learning more. And obviously, if you do catch any type of crazy virus, it's a good idea to see your primary care physician and follow their recommendations. But there's nothing wrong with boosting your immune system naturally.
It's over. They're crazy.
All right, Alan.
Take precautions.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the call. And Alan brings up a valid point. If you have your grandparents, your parents, or great grandparents on any type of supplement, and you look at their extremities and they're starting to swell, then obviously you need to look into that a little bit more carefully. A lot of things other than creatine can cause swelling of the extremities, and obviously heart problems, congestive heart failure, and poor circulation, diabetes. There's a whole host of things that can cause it. I think creatine these days is relatively safe. My 93-year-old mom's on it. I've got a lot of 85, 86-year-old patients taking creatine and taking the Fortify Fit these days that has everything in it. And Doc Hall, also branched chain amino acids have been shown to really be beneficial for the young and the elderly. There's a lot of studies that show that the combination of whey protein with branched chain amino acids can actually increase strength, endurance, improve strength, muscle tone, and endurance. And branched chain amino acids, if I recall, three is leucine, valine, and isoleucine. And leucine being the number one Mac Daddy amino acid for muscle growth out there. I know that there's hospital-based rehab units. A lot of my friends that are physical therapists and rehab physicians, they actually give branched chain amino acids during 4 to 8 weeks when these people are in rehab. So branched chain amino acids can help increase muscle growth, decrease muscle soreness, decrease exercise fatigue, decrease muscle wasting. And that's what we want to do, is help to combat against that in people when they get older. So that's why we're talking about creatine and branched chain amino acids. That's why we talked about collagen in the last show. Doc, you can chime in a little bit more about those branched chain amino acids.
Absolutely, and folks, just remember the branched chain amino acids and creatine are both found in our Fit formula, and it was made just for that. And there's scientific, I won't say proof, but it's studies and research for years and years. The athletic and bodybuilding community has used branched chain amino acids, whey protein, and creatine to build good, solid muscle for decades now. So it's not anything new, but it's getting better. Now, just a real quick note here on branched chain amino acids. There's 22 amino acids in our body, or 20 amino acids in our body, and they're considered the building blocks in the body. 9 of those are essential amino acids, and that means they can't be made in our bodies. Okay, and they must be obtained through our diet or through supplements like that. The 3 branched chain amino acids, again, as Dr. Lange said, leucine, isoleucine, and valine, those are the ones that are proven to have a very positive effect on growing muscle and strengthening the muscle. And as we get older, I see it all the time. People say, gee, I'm losing my legs, I'm losing my behind, my butt, so to speak. And that comes with age. And also with a change in lifestyle. We're not moving as much. We're not moving those muscles as much. We're not exercising as much, which we should be. And the exercise stimulates muscle growth, but the supplement makes that all happen. And our Fit formula has both of those in there. And as you said before, your 93-year-old mom, 93-year-old young, we'll say, mom, she's like my workout partner when I train at your place. And my mom is 93, and she uses Fit. And it's just a smart thing to do. And it works, folks. It really does work. It's there's science behind what we do. In our products, we don't put proprietary blends in there. We don't add a bunch of sugars and fake ingredients in there, and we just don't do that. We would rather not bring a product to market as to put something in there that's not good for you. As I always say, I have to sleep with myself at night. If I put something out there that was going to potentially harm somebody, I couldn't sleep, and that's not the way that I'm going to live my life. And so just remember, as I always say, and Dr. Lange quotes me on it all the time, that we're very proud of what goes into our products. We're also just as proud of what doesn't go into our products.
You got
Back
it.
to you, Dr. Lange.
You got it. And we, I want to mention, we're going to a break right now. Fortify Fit Bundle at fortify.com. Check it out. And the Performance Stacking Bundle, check those out. I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
There's nothing more frustrating and irritating than chronic dry eye. It never stops. The itching, the scratching feeling, the fatigue and weariness. If you're suffering from chronic dry eye, go to fortify.com and join thousands who've discovered Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy, a combination of Fortify Super Omega, Fortify Focus, and Fortify Blackcurrant Oil GLA. Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy works to address oxidation and inflammation in the eye and the entire body. This combination, once only available to patients in the doctor's office, has now become available to you. And already, countless numbers of listeners have found relief with Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy. If you or someone you care about struggles with dry, itchy, exhausted eyes, order Fortify Advanced Dry Eye Therapy today at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE.com, or call 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746 and at fortify.com.
While others are hitting happy hour, you're hitting the gym. While they're hoisting mugs, you're lifting kettlebells. You owe it to yourself to get the most out of your fitness regimen before and after your workout with Fortify Fit. Fortify Fit's power-packed formula is designed to enhance muscle synthesis, strength, and endurance. All evidence-based nutrients in this proprietary formula are well documented and backed in good clinical studies, taken before and after your workout. Fortify Fit is also hailed for what it doesn't contain. No dyes, artificial flavors, or carrageenan. With Fortify Fit, you get all you need to get the most out of your workout without needless additives and sketchy sweeteners. Order Fortify Fit today at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE.com, or call 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. 866-503-9746. And at fortify.com.
Okay, welcome back to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange, and my co-host, Doc Hall. We're here to answer any questions you have regarding vision, eye care, and nutritionally related topic. We've got time for a few more calls. 1-877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. I'm going to give you the phone number for Fortify Vitamins. Remember, I will be there today. I'm going to go there before the beach volleyball from about, 11:15 to 1 or 2. So the phone number for Fortify Vitamins, and Arlene's answering the phones right now, is 866-503-9746. One more time, get a pen and paper. Fortify Vitamins, 866-503-9746. It's kind of a play on words. Remember, I'm an eye doctor. Fortify, FORTIFEYE.com. Fortif, FORTIFEYE.com. Remember, we were talking a little bit about creatine, how it can be advantageous for patients as we're aging, and also young people, especially athletes, to help decrease the chance of having traumatic problems to their brain from concussions. So creatine is something that we really believe in, and most sports nutritionists see all the evidence and believe in it too. So creatine and the branched-chain amino acids and the collagen we talked about, plus a lot of other good stuff, is in the Fortify Fit. So we've been really pushing Fortify Fit. I've literally got thousands of people on it now, all coming back with some amazing, amazing positive testimonials. So we looked at all the science when we developed Fortify Fit, and we're really proud of what's in it. And like Doc Hall says, also proud of what's not in it. There's no sucralose. There's no dye. There's no carrageenan. There's no saturated or any type of weird binders and things that make it creamy and fluffy. And it actually tastes very good with natural flavor system, all organic flavor system. All right, we're going back to the phones. Let's see, Bob in Bradenton. Bob, good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay, good. Well, here's my story. I'm 67. When I drive, I see fine. However, when I watch TV, I kind of see double. Now, as a young boy, I did have a loose muscle surgery. And I was wondering if there's something I could do exercise-wise. Like when I drive, I see fine. When I read, it's okay. But when I watch TV, mainly, I'm seeing two things.
Yeah, let me ask you, Bob, are you wearing glasses? Do you have a spectacle prescription?
No, I wear readers.
Yep. So I would recommend getting into your local optometrist, optometric physician, have a really careful refraction done, have them look at your eyes very carefully, because it sounds to me like since there's a history of what we call a strabismus, that means you had muscle surgery. Strabismus means an eye that kind of wanders and moves around a little bit. And as we get older, we lose that ability to focus again, fusion and binocularity. Sometimes they can simply put some prism into a glass so that goes away. But also, they can make recommendations on some types of vision therapy, believe it or not, even at your age, because you're still young. So simple eye exercises may be enough to get rid of this double vision. If not, then the prism would be beneficial as well. And then believe it or not, the eye is like muscles in your biceps and your femur. You got to work it out and you got to feed that muscle too. So these eye exercises and then taking a supplement like Fortify Fit or eating a little bit more grass-fed beef or free-range eggs, putting a little more protein into your diet as well.
Okay. Well, great. Well, that's a good answer. Thank you very much, Doctor. I appreciate it.
All right, Bob. Take care. Drive safe. All right. Let's see how much time we got. We don't have much time left. I want to mention you guys come see us at the Lange Eye Institute for any of your eye care needs. Remember, the asset at the Lange Eye Institute, I coined that phrase for Dr. Chris Costello. Obviously, I really like him quite a bit. A lot of you saw me hold something up on the show today. I'm holding up an air purifier. This I take in hotel rooms and put it in the hotel room. And it takes 3 minutes to purify 500 square feet. And it kills just about every virus. It's kind of interesting. And it's made by a company called Volara. V-O-L-A-R-A. V-O-L-L-A-R-A. Volara. I'm holding this up. We have some demos of this at the Lange Nutrition and at Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater. We have a big one that purifies 3,000 square feet. I'm not selling, I'm not getting any money for this, but I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like some interesting science. So come on by the Fortify Nutrition Center. Check it out. Check out this other one. Doc Hall, say goodbye. We got to go.
Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, wear a mask. Check us out next week, big show, and visit at the Clearwater store next weekend. Dr. Lange and I and Heather Richardson.
Thanks, Doc. And remember, I'll be at the Fortify Nutrition Center today. I'm going to head over there for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Who knows, even 2 hours possibly. So I'll be there about 11:15 today. Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater, right there on McMullen Booth Road in the Publix Plaza Shopping Center, right there near Safety Harbor. With that, I'm out of here. Have a great day. God bless you and God bless America.
So just how smart is your smartphone? Add a couple dozen IQ points to your digital friend by downloading the AM860 app. Local news, national headlines, and incisive commentary. Turning your smartphone into a genius. The AM860 app is the answer.
Radio.com.
Hello, I'm Bob Canigliaro with Casper's Company McDonald's Restaurants. Congratulations to all the business, family, and education innovators who restructured, repurposed, and redefined our working world to model what perseverance and determination looks like. For your efforts, we are emerging stronger, smarter, and better prepared for the world ahead. Through it all, McDonald's never left your side. As always, 24 hours a day, when you needed a meal that included comfort, familiarity, and an ample dose of happiness, the Golden Archers were the beacon call you could depend upon. We consider our essential frontline employees heroes as they jumped in and stepped up to serve you safer and increase